property taxes. You pay rent.
Let Trump build! 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 Let Trump build!
He's listening right now!
Let Trump build! Let jobs! We want jobs! We want jobs! Let Trump build!
I want to welcome everybody to Jones Beach today. My name is David Schwartz, and I represent the Alliance to Revitalize Jones Beach. Beach revitalization. We welcome everyone's First Amendment right to show up at this rally, and we welcome the opposition because we're gonna educate them today by this overwhelming response to the future of New York State has been the 50th most unfriendly business state in the country, and right now, right here, it's going to stop. It's going to stop. Yeah! We have a private developer who is putting in private money to revitalize our economy, to revitalize Jones Beach, to create a world-class monument for all of us to be proud of. This is a no-brainer, ladies and gentlemen. This is a $25 million investment into this economy. This is 500 jobs into our economy, and this man wants to do it. We have so much support. We have so much worldwide support for this project on Jones Beach to create a restaurant that was already here since the 1930s, and it's going to be a beautiful restaurant, catering hall, well within the vision of what Robert Moses envisioned way back when. And I have to say that the opposition is out of their minds for opposing this. We have one agenda here today. We have one agenda for all of you to tell the Parks Department, to tell the Commissioner that the nonsense has got to stop now, and to give the permit that's been granted, that needs to be granted right here and right now. This is too much already. Why does government stand in the way? Well, I have to tell you, we have some government here today, some public officials here today that aren't standing in the way, that have been fighting for the right to build, the right to grow, and the right to have jobs. I first want to introduce to you the real man who represents the people of Long Island and the 18 million New Yorkers who want to see this project built. Rafe Lieber, the Executive Director of the Alliance to Revitalize Jones Beach.
Elected officials and community leaders for coming out here today, for joining us, for being with us, for Nassau County, and for Long Island's future. What you see here is an absolute representation of Long Island. We have young, we have old, we have community leaders, we have elected officials, civic presidents, people who want to see Nassau County move forward. For far too long, this county has been stagnant. We've been reading bad stories in the newspaper about the direction that we're going in Nassau County and the state of New York, even in the entire country. And frankly, we're sick of it. We need to have something new, something exciting. And instead, there are some people here who would actually like things to stay exactly as they are. So, if you like that fence and that hole in the wall, then yeah, I guess we want to keep things the way we are. However, if we want jobs, if we want economic development, and we want to make sure that our children can graduate from college and come back here to Long Island and live and raise a family like we have had the opportunity to do, then what we need Trump on the ocean, and we need it right now.
As David mentioned, in all of the surveys, we rank near or at the bottom when it comes to having business-friendly environment. Well, the fact of the matter is, This is the epitome of why we rank there, because government gets in the way, puts up impediments, it stops the development from happening. The best thing we can do as a government, the best thing we can do as New York State to stop being the nanny state, get the hell out of the way and let business do what business does best. Create jobs.
You know how many carpenters are out of work right now? How many electricians? You know how many plumbers? Too many. Too many. These jobs for them. That's important. For how many? For about 5 years we've been waiting for this? Get it done. Legislative Dunn says get it done.
As I grew up in this great city and state of ours, I read on many occasions about a great builder by the name of Robert Moses, that he began his career right here in Long Island. And he opened up the way up west, went through the borough of the Bronx, and built Orchard Beach to what it is today. There was no Orchard Beach in the Bronx. It was the master builder that in those days, just a few objective to his plan. Well, God bless the people in those days that he was able to build the great state of New York to what we have today. This is not for a reality show, this is reality. Creating jobs in today's economy is reality. Our president is saying we need to create jobs. That's reality.
We do need jobs. We need jobs big time. And I'm getting sick and tired of people telling me, well, you know what? Trump in the ocean gets spilled. What do we need? More waitering jobs? Well, you know what, folks? I take offense to that. I was a waiter for many, many years. We need this Trump on the ocean built. This project means so much to Long Island, not only just for those jobs. And by the way, there's going to be managers, there's going to be directors, and what about the ancillary jobs? Are we forgetting about the florists, the event planners, the promotional people, the PR people, I mean, everything. We need this project to get built because you know why, folks? Long Island is now, you know what I hear people saying? The island of no. Yep. No. Do we want to keep hearing that island of no? No.
This economy has killed just about every business owner and every people who are on unemployment. I say today, look at the young folk out here in the crowd. How many people are looking for jobs? What's going to stimulate this economy? Jobs, taxes from income taxes. We need people back in work. We need this built today, and we need it started now.
This man needs no introduction. The person that's going to save Long Island and save New York and build this economy, Donald Trump.
Well, I want to give a little history. Believe it or not, I was being honored by the New York State's Parks Department for all of the work I've done with parks as the Man of the Year. Can you believe this? This is 6 years ago. And I was at a place that was hosted by Steve Carl, who's the best caterer there is probably in the state of New York. And the Parks Commissioner at the time, Bernadette Castro, got up and gave me a beautiful award. During the course of the ceremony, which took place at Bethpage State Park, I was asked by Steve Carl, he said, you know, I'm building a place, I'm trying to get it done right here. It's a mess, the boardwalk is a mess, it's almost like slum-like conditions. The building, as you know, was bankrupt and falling down. It's a real disaster. I've been working on it for 5 years, Mr. Trump. I would love to do it with you. I said, I have no interest. Where is it? Jones Beach. I said, I used to go to Jones Beach with my parents. Let me take a look. It is not a big deal for me, but it's a deal that will produce 1,000 construction jobs and at least 500 jobs permanent all the time. And maybe even more important, it'll be a great boost for Jones Beach, and it needs a boost. So I said to Steve, all right, let me take a look at it. I love Jones Beach because I used to travel there with my parents and go there a lot. So I came over and I saw this building that was dilapidated, closed, and which, by the way, had a big basement. Okay, it had a basement. the building that was there had a basement. So what happened was very simple. I went out, and by the way, I have to tell you, there are hundreds and hundreds of people here. There are 3 protesters, and the protesters, because of the media, the protesters will get more publicity than the people that are here, and that's the sad part. And that's part of what's wrong with our system. That is the sad part. You'll have 3 people and hundreds of people. The 3 people will get more. So it's too bad. And after years of negotiation, we sign a deal, and the deal was approved. We then go to build the building. We knocked down the garbage that was on the site. We're all set to start. We gave out our permits. We gave out piling. We had all the permits from the state. A new parks commissioner named Carol Ash comes on, who's grossly incompetent. She comes on. That's right, you're fired. Grossly, and I can't even tell you how incompetent. We start the building, we have our permits, the building is gorgeous, beautiful. It would have been up 3 years already, it would have been completed. I remember when Tiger was hot, he was going to have his party in our building before the U.S. Open. That's how long ago. And so what happens is we get a notice, this is after we got the permit, we get a notice that they don't want a basement. I said, well, we always had a basement, and we have a permit for a basement, and that's where the kitchen was. You know, minor details. It's nice to have a kitchen. Oh, look, somebody stole my helicopter. So what happens is, I say, we always had it. So we start arguing, and they say, we're not going to let you build it unless you get rid of the basement. They said, because in case it rains and it floods, we don't want people in the basement. I said, that's fine, but if it's going to rain and flood, people are going to walk out of the basement, I think, right? And the previous building had the basement. So we started this whole process. They wouldn't let us build the facility that they had already given us permits to build. So we stopped. We have a number of millions of dollars invested. We have magnificent plans. We have all specs. We had great contractors already signed up that we had to tell them, you can't do the job. I'm sorry, the state won't give us the permit. And it was a very sad situation. So we sued the state. And we came before one of the most respected judges in New York State, Judge Warshawski. And Judge Warshawski gave us a 100% decision. And he reprimanded in his decision the state. How can you possibly stop a $25 million building from being built that's going to produce jobs, that was properly approved, that was just... So, we won the case. Instead of coming to us and saying, let's negotiate, let's get this thing built, you know what the state did? They appealed. And that's where we are right now. It's 4 years later. This could have been opened for 3 years already. It's a very sad situation. I can only tell you this. I appreciate that you, I really do, I appreciate that you invited me to this rally. If it's ever built, and I don't know, probably you have to call the governor or somebody. So New York is in big trouble. We will do a beautiful job. If they want us to do it, we'll do a beautiful job. They should stop with the appeal. They should call us. We should start construction. We can literally start tomorrow morning. Remember, it's 1,000 construction jobs. It's 500 permanent jobs, and maybe even more than that. And most importantly, it's going to be the diamond of Jones Beach. Bob Moses, I was a big fan of Robert Moses. Robert Moses would be really proud if he was going to see it.